Hello, welcome back to Helping Hand OKC. Today here I'm going to show you how to remove your hot water tank. My hot water tank is leaking. The first thing I noticed last night after a shower, I didn't have much hot water, so let's investigate. I went out and checked my hot water tank and I noticed there was water in my pan. I don't know if you can see that. This is your pan and it was filling up with water. That let me know that either I had a line that was busted or the tank is busted. In this instance, my tank is busted because I checked the lines, everything was fine. It's leaking, and what it happens once it leaks enough, it'll shut off your pilot light. This is a gas unit. Some of you guys have electric, but I'm going to show you how to replace this hot water tank. The first thing you want to do, you want to eliminate your power source. Some of you guys have an electric. You want to determine which one you have. This is the gas. This is my power supply here. The first thing I want to do right here, this valve that feeds it, this is the turn off. And you just turn it to like halfway across means off. Up and down means on. You want to eliminate the gas supply. And once you get that turned off, then you're going to go ahead and start draining it. Now, one or two ways you can drain it. Sometimes people use a chop vac and just turn the valve on and just kind of keep sucking the water out. I have that available if I need to do that. Another way you can drain it, you can use a hose, and they have a port on these. Some of these are plastic and some of these are brass. And there's a little port. Looks like a water hose spout on your house. You want to put your hose on that. And I can drain it too. I have a drain here, but I'm draining it to a longer hose to drain it outside. So the things you're going to need, I need a cutting tool to cut this copper line here. This copper line is soldered in. I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm going to reuse it. But to get it off, I have to cut it in half. Channel locks, screwdriver. And to get your water to flow sometimes, because a lot of calcium builds up here, you want to get you something to stick in there. And once you get it to flow, you can hook your hose up and it should start flowing. But you want to crack your line up there. You want to crack your line so it can get air. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and try to open it up and see if I get any water. This is the 50-gallon hot water tank. Yeah, so I got water there. That's good. I'll go ahead and hook my hose up to it. Hose up to it. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Back it all the way out. Hot side and the cold side, you should have a turn-off valve. On one or the other side, you want to make sure you turn your water off. If you can't turn it off here, you need to turn it off at the meter. That's going to be in front of your house. So you want to turn off your water supply to it, which mine is turned off. There's a valve. You want to turn it off so no more water will be coming out from the city. And then you want to go ahead and crank these. Crack these open on the hot side. And so that air can start, it'll act as a vacuum and start letting it circulate. You just crack them. Both sides. And most of your hot water tanks are marked. On the top side of your hot water tank, you'll see a hot side engraved in the hot water tank itself. And on the other side, it'll be said as a cold side. A lot of times sometimes they don't do it, depending on the brand. But another way you can tell to just trace your line, you can feel it. If one side's hot, that means that's hot side. If the other side's cold, that means that's the cold side. Most of the time they put the shutoff on the inlet from the city water that comes in and feeds it. A lot of times that's what they do. I don't know if you can see that up there. And that's the cold side. And these are the ones I'm, loosening up. You want to loosen them up so it can flow. And once you do that, you can go out here and see if you get any water coming out of your water hose. Don't look like I'm got much flow that way. Let's check it. Yeah, it's got just a little flow. Let me check it. Now that I got it draining, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my gas line off. And this part you want to make sure that you have it on the off. And just take your channel locks. You should smell a little gas, but not too much. If you hear something hissing, it's pretty tight. You shouldn't hear anything. There you go. And if you don't feel comfortable doing this, call your local plumber. But it's pretty simple. You make sure your gas is off. I don't smell any gas. I got my valve turned this way. It's off. So I already got that took it loose. I'm going to go ahead and take it off from here as well. It's usually pretty tight. You can use some channel lock or a pipe wrench. One of the two, either one. I may have to get some backup on that. Give me a pair of channel lock. I'm going to go ahead and cut this pipe here, because this is a solid drain. And there's no way I can get this off because they soldered the whole thing. So I'm going to take my little pipe cutter and I'm going to cut it probably about what? Yay big. He said I never have a day off. Sometimes it's like that, It all depends on what's going on in life. And your hot water tank never tells you when it's going to go out. So you just got to just be ready for it. Usually you get about 8 years out of them. 7 to 8 years, usually the life of them. That's a medium. They say some of the higher end will last a lot longer, but I don't. There we go. I just cut that pipe off. I'm going to reattach it back with a shock bite. But there is no way I can get this line off without cutting it. Now that I got that cut, off. Said we're gonna let it drain some more. No time to go, and then it'll stop. That calcium builds up. I need to hold back up on this deal because the whole thing is turning. I don't know if you can see that. You got a fitting that's inserted inside of your control valve, and when you loosen up your line, the whole thing wants to turn. So you can hold back up on it and turn it. There we go, and it should at least loosen up. And this is your gas line here. You want to look at that. It looks pretty good. It don't look. I'm gonna go more likely. I'll probably go back with it. They don't look too old. These usually don't leak. They usually do pretty good. So I'm probably going to go back with that. Now that's all we're gonna wait on. We're still waiting on it to drain. In the meantime, I'm gonna take off my dampener for the chimney up here. Just take it and move it out your way. You should be able to turn it. Or some of your guys may go straight up to the roof. But mine, I can just turn it like that. And it's out of my way. I don't know if y'all can see that. See my chimney up there? I just turned it out the way. Some of y'all are gonna go straight up through the roof to vent out. Mine goes over to here to where my AC heater and connects. So just get that out your way. Everything's disconnected. So all I'm waiting on now is to finish draining. Once it's drained, most of it, then I can remove it. Sometimes you have to kind of shake it because the settlement in there would keep it from draining. But it looks like it's flowing pretty good. And just go out and check it every now and then and make sure you're draining it. The water's coming out the other end of your hose. Now it's time for me to go purchase a hot water tank. They had all different types of brands. This one's actually a 40 gallon. It's a Brentford white. This one, a lot of times the plumbers use this, or you can buy it yourself at the local. I don't think they carry this particular brand in Lowe's or Home Depot. They carry it in like Lock Supply or a commercial setting, but they claim they're supposed to last a lot longer. This one been in 2017, and that's about 8 years. So the average lifetime for the hot water tank, they say 8 years, or longer. Okay, I purchased my hot water tank. I'm getting ready to remove the old hot water tank, remove the water line. I think it's probably pretty well done on draining. Yeah. Go ahead and close this valve back off. If there's any water in there, it won't get on me. Move this hose out my way. Probably need a dolly. Let's see if we can get it out of here. This drain out your way. So water's gonna come out, which is fine. Dolly. Make sure I don't hit my line over here and break anything. Let's move this all out the way. It's gonna be a tight fit in this closet. Make sure you don't mess up your lines in here. There we go. Uh-oh. Come on here. Come on. There we go. Some of these are pretty tight, but look like you got it. I bought one at Lowe's. I paid about $579. They got all types of hot water tanks. This one's got like a 6-year warranty. They got 6-year, 9-year, 12-year warranty. It all depends on what you prefer. You're gonna spend roughly about $600. This is the Reed brand I went with. We're gonna unbox it. Make sure you cut it at the bottom's got a dotted line, and that's where you want to cut it at. Right there at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Take your box knife and cut all the way around. Yeah. You want to make sure you inspect everything. Sometimes they come from the manufacturing with dings on it and whatnot. You got your nipples here on top. You got hot side and cold side. It comes with a depth and replace shield. It goes here on top. We'll put that on later. The pipe dope here. It don't take much. What you don't want to do is not put anything, and then you have a leak. You got to turn around and put it. I just usually just put a little bit. Some people use tape, but I usually use this dope, pipe dope. It does pretty good. It usually seal for pipes. And tie that up. Got the sealing on. It's got a plug here. You want to make sure you pull that plug. And go ahead and just tighten that up. You want to make sure you snug it pretty good. You want to tighten it up pretty good. You don't want no leaks. So don't over tighten it, but you want to tighten it up pretty good. So it don't leak on you. There we go. I'm going to put this up on top here, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to get to install it now. Also, they come with these lines for your lines for your hot and cold side. You can put these on there to keep them from freezing. I already have some on mine, but it's for your cold and hot side. Usually this is a 2-person job, but since I'm by myself, I can handle it pretty good. Let me go ahead and put my drain line over here. This is my pressure regulator valve here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my line on there so I'm not trying to fight it once it's in there. Pull it off the old one. Just a pressure regulator valve. And how that works is when your tank builds up a lot of pressure, and it releases the extra pressure to keep your hot water tank from blowing up. So this valve is very important. You have to make sure it's always on here. If it starts to leak, you need to go ahead and replace it. Go ahead and put some of that on there. You don't want that to leak. Like so. So it's a lot easier to do this before you actually get the tank in there. You may not, because it's a pretty tight closet, so you want to be able to, may not be able to get to it. So you just put it on, everything on, so when you sit it in there, you should be okay. You want to tighten that up as well. There you go. It'll be facing down like that. Alrighty. I'm ready to set it in. Now you're gonna make sure when you install one, make sure you have your pan and it needs to be off the ground. It shouldn't be sitting on the ground. They got stands that you can buy, I think 18 to 24 inches off the ground. If you got a pre-existing hot water tank that's already there, you don't have to go in there and change it and raise it off the ground. You just, when you go do a new install, you want to make sure that you have a pan, your drain, and make sure it's off the ground. So we got all our connections on. Got my feed for the power supply, which is gas. I got these nipples, hot and cold. I hadn't got those on yet. Let's go ahead and install it. Got it, made it that step. And here comes the fun part. Squeezing it up there. Remind you, this is the two-person job, but To use some of your dope up here, because we don't want these lines to leak. And put a generous amount around it all the way. Wait until it goes on the hot side. So you want to make sure there's not no, sometimes they put caps on the top so nothing doesn't fall in. Make sure you don't have no caps that are stopping the water flow. Make sure it's clear. That you can, so when you hook your lines up, you'll be okay. I always start these with my hand, as much as I can with my hand, and kind of jiggle it. Tighten up much you can. And then you grab your crescent wrench or your channel locks and tighten it up more. Okay, got that tight. I'm gonna go ahead and install that. It just sits on top. It's got 2 indention holes, and it just sits on top. Line up the little holes. Look out where you can. Someone wants to screw it in, you can. There you go. You got 2 spots you can put screws in if you want. I just set it up there like that. Reverse the process with your damper. There you go. I'm gonna make sure your damper is on, snug. We got that. It's not straight. We have to keep turning it. I'm gonna go ahead and touch our gas line on. Now these are flare. You really don't have to put liquid, any type of sealant on there, because they flare it out. They shouldn't leak. But if you just want to, you can put just a little bit there. But usually I don't on this end. Go ahead and tighten those back on. Now, if you need to replace this flex, you should go ahead and do so. If it's like it's really old or something, or it's not sealing, you can replace it if you need to. I always tighten stuff with my hand first, and then cut right behind it with my channel locks. Those out the way. Now we're gonna go ahead and fill it up. We're gonna add our water. You kind of turn it slowly, kind of just listen for it. I'm filling it up now. I'm going to put my L. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this back over here like this. I may have to turn my tank a little bit. I'm going to put this back. I want it to go right down in that hole. That. So where I cut that pipe at, I want to put a shark bite on where I cut it at so it can reconnect it. So what I'll do, I'll just take the shark bite, put it on here. Like that. Look at that. I've reassembled my copper line. It's got a flow and an angle. So when it comes, it'll go right into my drain. Like so. After we've done that, so all I have to do now is we're gonna wait for it to finish filling up. Still filling up. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my gas back on and try to light my pallet. You want to pull this cover off. You can see that. I'm going to pull this cover off here. I don't know if you can see that. Like so. It's got a little eye on there, a little glass that you can actually see when your pot is lit, if the flame is lit. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me just gonna get you guys closer. After I pull this cover off, there's a little eye right there. That's so you can see when you light your flame. And now we're gonna go ahead and light our pallet. I'm gonna go to the pallet. And all of them have instructions on them on how to light your stat. And they actually got an indicator light here as well. So we're gonna light the pallet. We're gonna turn our gas back on. We might want to do that. Turn our gas back on. Remember, up and down like that, it's on. This is the time you want to just kind of, you don't smell anything. All right, I'm going to spray it with water to make sure there's no leak or anything. You would smell gas if there was a leak automatically. So we're going to turn it to the pallet. And then we're going to go. We're going to press it until this light up. Hold it in. That's on. Sometimes it takes several pushes. And not lighting up. Let's try it again. Come on. There we go. There we go. So I got a blue light that's flashing now. That lets me know that my pot is lit. Still filling up. We're going to let it continue to fill. You can look inside the hole and you can see your pot is lit. Just look inside the hole there. Now we're going to go ahead and place the cover back on. There you go. That's how that goes. We got our pot lit. We got our cover back on. We have our gas. I don't smell gas. I don't see any leaks up here. Everything looks good. It's still full. It's just about filled up now. I hear the water still running. I'm going to go ahead and wait till it totally fills up. It's about a 40-gallon tank. We got the dampener on. We got a overflow valve connected. I have a blue light that's flashing, which lets me know that my the pilot light is on. As soon as I hear it stop running, I'll go ahead and turn the gas on to whatever setting I want. This one has several settings on here. You can go from pilot to vacation mode, low, hot. You got A, B, and C. After C, it's got very, very hot. So I usually put mine probably about on A, depending on how much hot water you want. And if it's not enough for you, you can always turn it up for hotter. I'll start off at A and see what we got. I'm just waiting on them to totally finish filling up. It should be getting close. There we go. We want it to pressure up. Once all the water's in there and the pressure's up, that'll let you know. Because the water gives off a lot of pressure, and that'll see whether or not you have any leak. Okay, it's full. I don't see any leaks. Everything looks secure. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. What setting you want? I'm going to go to A. I'll put it on B. I like a little more hot water. Put it on B. I heard the flames on. As long as this, on this particular hot water tank, long as this indicator light is showing blue, it's operational. That means it's doing okay. It's got another light that would show if you're having a problem with it would turn red. And if you had a system problem, it could be, high temp shutdown. It's got a flame sensor error. You got a gas control valve failure. And if they do a certain amount of blinks, they tell you that, like for 2 blinks, it would be the thermostat voltage is low. If you had 4 blinks, high temperature shutdown. Long as it's blue, then it's normal. Everything is working perfectly. So that's basically it. I'm going to do one other thing before I sign off here. I'm going to check to make sure I don't have any leak in my line. Water and soap, and you want to spray around the fittings here. And if you see any bubbles or you see movement, like they're blowing bubbles, that means that line is leaking. I don't smell anything, but I want you to be able to check it yourself to make sure that looks good. Even if on some of your other links, you can always check it up here. I'm not seeing any bubbles, and that'll be it. I thank you guys for tuning in. We successfully changed my 40-gallon hot water tank. It was leaking. We put in a new one. The tank cost you roughly about $500, $600. Just take your time. Make sure you know where your turnoffs are at. If you were able to do it yourself, you saved yourself approximately about $1,500 to $1,800 for doing it yourself. A plumber would have came out and charged you every bit of $2,500 to $3,000 to change your hot water tank. So you saved yourself a good sum of money. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. For those who hadn't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. You can follow me on my YouTube channel at Helping Hand OKC. That is Helping Hand OKC. I thank you. Bye-bye.